Today I'm happy to present the new voice solution proposal for 4G LTE network. This is a joint work between the UCLA and OSU. As we know, the voice is the most important or like vital service and provided by cellular networks since it's the first generation technology. But today, when network actually move to the 4G LTE, actually voice have to make its revolution. It is because 4G LTE is not the old traditional, doesn't use the old traditional network architecture. It uses the packet switch only technology. It means, he only support deliver the traffic in IP packets. However, the traditional voice has been supported by circuit switch technology. It means, if we want to make a call, the caller and the callee have to establish a virtual circuit in between, and then afterwards, all the voice traffic will be delivered along the circuit. This mechanism is used to guarantee the quality. However, the problem is, without the circuit switch, the 4G LTE still need their own solution to support voice. This actually is how people propose the voice over LTE, or called the VoLTE. And the VoLTE actually is the standard solution provided by mobile industry. And his basic idea is very similar to voice over IP over the internet. It's just carry voice in IP packets. And however, to cellular network to make a voice over IP works in the cellular context, he actually make his change. And to particular, he built another independent system. It's called IMS. It's IP multimedia cyber system, and which to support voice packet transmission over IP. It has deployed some signaling server, and which are responsible for establish and maintaining the call signaling session. And afterwards, all the voice call traffic can be delivered through the gateway and over IP to destination, or they can deliver to the traditional CS call through the translation of the median gateway. By this way, the VoLTE actually can successfully help the carriers to continue offer voice solution for their customers. And also, they have another benefit is because it extended voice over IP, though actually it can enable rich communication, such as video conference call, high definition voice. So if you look at your current feature, we can say some operators have already enabled these features. This is the good side. However, behind this good side, there is some painful story about his deployment. Actually, the VoLTE was proposed several years ago, and since its first launch, and until the last October, only 20 carriers currently supported VoLTE. So, and moreover, even in the US actually is a leading country, and who actually deployed next generation voice solution. But even so, like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they postponed their VoLTE rollout again and again until the later 2014, and actually they deploy some VoLTE in some state. Even today, there is no nationwide deployment for VoLTE. Why? Actually, the pay actually lies in the deployment cost and the operation complexity. So carriers have to pay a lot and to get this one done. So this actually inspires our work. So in this work, we actually want to answer two questions. The first one is, we know VoLTE actually has the merits, but the problem is if it is necessary, or whether it is worth the effort to deploy VoLTE. And the second one is we want to answer that question, can we have another solution which might be a better trade-off to provide a voice solution, but it's lower cost? So let's look into the first question, it's VoLTE and non-VoLTE. In this part, we actually make an assessment of the VoLTE performance and also its deployment cost and also the operation complexity compared with another solution, just a naive voice over IP. So let's look into, actually today, we do have another choice. For example, if you use a Hangout, Skype, Live, or other, you actually can use the voice over IP directly over, the cell network. Use the voice IP. The good thing for us, we can get a voice solution. The thing for carriers is, okay, they don't need to make any change because the carrier just treats voice over IP as normal data service. He just service like email, like a web, or something else. So this is very easy. So it's easy for us to come up with the comparison of the deployment cost and operation. So if you compare this one, you can say, actually, VoLTE has much higher cost in terms of the deployment operation. He has to deploy a complicated IMM system. He has to upgrade his 4G infrastructure. He had to upgrade the device firmware and OS to support VoLTE. Of course, he need to require the corresponding the operation to support all this change. And compared with this one, voice over IP, okay, over cell network, doesn't need any change. He can just directly use the existing 4G PS infrastructure. He can reuse the existing voice over IP, the infrastructure, for example, provided by Google, Microsoft, and other companies. They don't need any upgrade on mobile devices. Of course, he acts like normal data, so there's no change in terms of operation. So in terms of this dimension, actually, voice over IP fully win. Then people will say, oh, VoLTE actually has their benefit in terms of the quality. Then we'll look into the second question, we'll say, oh, the benefit in quality can help the VoLTE beat down the VoIP. So we make an assessment to really assess the voice quality of the voice over VoLTE and the voice over IP in terms of the call setup time, call quality, and the drop rate. And this is our measurement. So we make VoLTE to call sales call user, and Hangout to call Hangout, or Hangout to call a sales calls. And this figure, two figures, we tested with this setup time in case of different signal strengths and at different hours of the day. Hopefully, we can get a different traffic load at the base station. So here we can say, actually, the VoLTE and the VoIP actually achieve comparable performance in terms of setup time. In most of the cases, except VoIP and the CS call. So it means most of them have needed 5 seconds, 5 seconds to set up their voice call. And currently, we can say voice over IP actually a little bit worse in terms of when they call a CS call. That's actually because of the engineering efforts in the current voice IP providers doesn't support the CS call well. We also compare with the voice call quality. This is a subjective test, so we actually record all the voice and ask 15 participants to listen to this, recorded voice. And we use a standard approach to get the quality scores. These two figures shows us the comparison of these two. So the higher, the better. So likely we can say, in most of the cases, and actually the VoLTE has similar or comparable voice quality as the voice over IP. In 2 cases, yes, VoLTE actually is better. First one is in the clouded cases. It means when the network suffers, and experience heavy traffic load, and the VoLTE can work a little bit better. For example, 0%, 0.4, over the VoLTE. Another case actually is, the VoLTE actually works better than the voice IP in terms of working together with the sales call. It means if the sales call is involved, actually VoLTE has better compatibility. Okay, so this is the benefit. It validates the merits of the VoLTE. Last one, we look into the call drop rate, and we test. We make a 2 minutes voice call, and then we test this call setup in 3 cases. First is a static case with different radio coverage, and all this one has comparable performance, is all at 0, so no drop. We also test with the mobility case with different 4G coverage. So we can say VoLTE is a little bit better than voice over IP because it can handle the weaker radio coverage better than voice IP. And we also test with mobility case without a full 4G coverage. That means we have to make a transition between 4G and 2G and 3G. So in this case, we can, very surprising result, we can say actually VoLTE and the VoIP both do not work well in this case because the drop rate is pretty, compared with others, is pretty high. And in this case, VoLTE is even worse. And we eventually figure out actually the result is just because current VoLTE engineering support on the transaction between the 4G and the 2G actually is not that reliable. This is also disclosed in last year Mobiton paper by Molimao group. Then we drive another question. We'll ask, okay, can we come up with, we know VoLTE, yeah, we do know the VoLTE is a little bit better than the voice over IP in terms of their quality. But we still thinking, okay, whether we can get another trade-off or another solution. To understand one, we want to think about what's the key factor to help the VoLTE to deliver the better quality. If we compare with the VoLTE and the VoLTE IP, we can see the secret. The secret actually happened in the data bill used by cellular network to deliver the VoLTE packets. So cellular network actually define different QoS, quality of service in the bill for different purpose. Normal data, like the bottom one, actually is normal one. We know that actually is based on IP. So cellular network actually use the best effort model to deliver IP packets, and he gives the lowest priority. In contrast, VoLTE actually get much higher priority and the best service. For example, to deliver signaling, they actually use the highest priority. That means, VoLTE, the signaling always, can be delivered in case if there is any resource. And the VoLTE traffic actually delivered not in best mode, actually is in the guarantee mode. It means once your call is accepted, I will definitely deliver resource for us, for the operator, to support your voice traffic. By this way, the VoLTE actually guarantees quality. This actually is a layer 2 optimization. So inspired this one, we are thinking, oh, maybe we can get another solution which get both good of the VoLTE and the VoLTE IP. It means, okay, we actually want to reduce the cost. Without deploying IMS, we will reduce VoLTE IP infrastructure as much as possible. We will also boost call quality, just use the high priority QoS, to deliver traffic. By this way, VoLTE actually can come up with, the different service class. It's more like, oh, we will assign different QoS profiles for VoLTE IP packets. If the VoLTE packet has, highest QoS, he will work similar as VoLTE. And if you use the best mode of the ones, it can work like the OTT VoLTE IP. By this way, so we likely can make a better trade-off between the cost and the quality. And more importantly, this solution actually only requires modest change in the network. For example, device maybe only need to assign, reuse the existing QoS profile, but just assign the QoS profiles when he sends the voice over IP packets. Current doesn't need to do anything, just allow this happen. And the VoLTE IP service provider will reuse existing, the infrastructure to connect with carrier. And we will do some QoS profiling, computer configuration if demanded. This solution can have benefit and can to all the parties. For users, I think it likely will get the better service and hopefully you will get the cheaper, fails in case because the operator likely will reduce their cost. Okay, and the carriers definitely can reduce the cost because without deploying and operating the IMS core, and it likely will get more profit with the different priority service. And the voice service provider like Google and Microsoft and all these companies will be happy to say, oh, they have more larger market since we have more daily active users. So maybe they can get profit from the other, industry. I want to emphasize one thing here is we propose a new proposal, but the VoLTE stack is not used to replace VoLTE. Actually, it's complement VoLTE. It means, okay, this is another trade-off. I also admit there are some problems about the VoLTE's, issues. For technically, the VoLTE actually loses some layer 2 or layer 1 optimization. For example, they don't have energy saving or convergence. So likely the performance will be a little worse than VoLTE. And the non-technical actually carriers may do have the business concern. They may not willing to share open the market to other player like Google or Microsoft and share their voice, the market. This could be some problem we need to pay attention to. So, and then I am going to conclude, this talk. So in this talk, I want to say, okay, first we compare the VoLTE and the VoLTE IP and we'll show the benefit and also the downside of the current VoLTE solution. And we propose another lightweight solution trying to get both good. And we still believe, okay, VoLTE, the standard solution has their room. Okay, depends on how operate like this one. But also there's promise for us to deploy VoLTE Star, especially for some carriers and who haven't deployed VoLTE. They can actually reuse the existing infrastructure to help their mobile users to get the voice call and directly over the 4G LTE. So that's all, and thank you for listening, and happy to take your questions.